Rants and Raves. My name is Ellie, I'm your hostess with the mostest, and today we'll be ranting about, bitching about, eating ass about 2019's Knives Out. If you have not seen this movie, I don't give a fuck! That is your problem, and I don't care. Go to the movies, you dumb bitch.
So, Ellie,
Suppy.
how was your week?
Mediocre at best. I fucking hate this time of year. I hate Christmas time. It's gotten better. Like, my love for it has gotten better.
I know, like, you just made a post, like, 5 days ago.
Because, okay, so, my Christmas is about, like, 5 years ago, where me spending it alone.
Yeah.
Like, I went to Denny's. Because I was by myself.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of Christmases where, a lot of them have just been really, really fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of, expectations or obligation, things you're supposed to, I don't know. Christmas has always just fucking sucked. But now, it doesn't suck as bad, but still.
Yeah.
This time of year, it's just a lot of Christmas music, and then you're obligated to buy people things, and...
Yeah. I was gonna say yes and no, but, like, yeah, it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
you fucking have to, because else you're a dick if you don't.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm just poor.
Yeah, literally. It's just that, my priorities, and sorry, but you're not hitting that priority list.
Here's $5. Go get some coffee.
Not even $5 fucking dollars. No, I'm not doing that. Sorry, don't buy me anything. And I keep telling people, just don't buy me anything.
Yeah.
Just don't buy me anything, it's gonna be just fine. And then they do anyways, and then expect me to be able to,
Like, they always say, oh, you don't have to get... I prefer you don't give me anything. But it's, like, it's a social thing. Like, you may actually believe that you don't want anything, but deep down, you want something. And I need to fulfill that social obligation.
That's why, when I was little, my stepmom would always make cookies.
Yeah.
And we would make tins of cookies, and that would be, like, a gift to people. That or, like, our family members. It'd be something little. And one time we did an ornament with, like, us in it, for, like, their Christmas trees, like, for my family.
Mm-hmm.
We did, like, little stuff like that.
Yeah.
Little, cheap, easy. The thought was still in there, but you don't have to go, like, haul ass and here's an iPad.
See, that's kind of
we're not Oprah.
Yeah. That's the approach that I'm taking this year, or at least trying to, is making things.
Yeah.
Be it, like, for your fiancé, I'm going to work on at least one painting. But I think the big thing that he's going to like is some food that I'll be bringing for our own personal family celebration. I made some, what I call meat candy last year, and he was...
What the fuck is that?
Oh, that was, you take, what are they called? Smokies, the little sausages.
Okay.
You wrap them in bacon.
Oh, you made a crack weenie.
Yeah, and then you bake them with brown sugar.
Yeah, it's a crack. Yeah, I always called it crack weenies.
Crack weenies.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot more creative than meat candy. So.
Well, it's essentially the same fucking thing. We always just called them crack weenies, but yeah, we used to make those all the time when I was little.
Yeah,
they were so good.
If your fiance was really fond of those last year, so gotta bring him out.
He's
this
a fucking
year.
whore. He's a whore for meat. He loves meat. He's been my difficult buy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's a man who has everything that he wants. Like, he has an entire game room that has, like, fucking I couldn't even tell you how many game systems. Like,
Yeah. And I don't want to be in competition with him because every week for the past 3 weeks when I come here, he's given me an early Christmas gift.
Because he can't fucking help himself. As soon as he buys something,
Yeah, like, okay,
he can't hold on to it.
So 3 weeks ago, he gave me a Rick and Morty temperature-changing mug. 2 weeks ago, he gave me a Rick and Morty hoodie.
By the way, I picked out all those. I don't
okay.
It's like, Alex needs these things. He was like, okay, done.
And then last week, when we had finished recording, we were all sitting down, we're getting ready to watch The Mandalorian as a goddamn family. He ambushes me and says, hey, Alex, so what video games have you been talking about for the past 3 months with me? And,
he does shit like that too, man.
Yeah. Then I was doing the whole thing. Oh, I'm not fucking telling you shit now.
Oh yeah, you can't go in a competition with Charlie.
But
you can't.
I eventually conceded and told him, something about the outer worlds.
Oh my god.
And so
they'll push you.
Yeah, and then he bought me the code, and I played it that night. So, yeah.
He's the little shit stain.
All I can do is give him a food that I know he likes, and hopefully he enjoys the painting as well.
His birthday's in the... Okay, so difficult thing with the love of my life is that his birthday is also in fucking December.
Yeah.
December 16th. So I always have to,
Yeah.
pull two things out of my fucking ass. Not two things, but like two special events in December, so...
Yeah.
And my little sister's birthday's also in December.
Oh.
Hers is closer to Christmas, too. So she just gets fucked.
Yeah. No, poor December babies.
I know, because it's... I mean, I got lucky. Mine's in May. So, I'm not close to anything.
I mean, it's just what you get for your parents having sex in March,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just try to avoid that month when you're fucking, and then hope for the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Christmas time kind of sucks. But it's getting better, but it still sucks.
Well, big holiday before Christmas, at least a big, secular holiday. Thanksgiving, which this movie was released for. It's a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lit.
that was my smooth segue.
Aw, cute.
Yeah.
Look at you. Saying stuff, making words with your mouth.
And barely tripping over myself.
God. We're so good at this.
Yeah. So, Knives Out is a movie that came out just 2 weeks ago.
Our Laurie Strode's in it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
So this movie isn't a horror, but I think it's definitely got a few toes in the horror pool.
It's on the line.
Yeah.
It's not a horror movie, but it has enough horror elements to where
Yeah.
I felt the need to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, it's got some horror stars in it, like you just mentioned, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh.
And Toni Collette, who was incredible in Hereditary last year. So I was really happy to see her in this.
She has the coolest looking face. Is that a weird thing to say?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was watching her that whole movie, and she's like, you don't look like everybody else.
Yeah.
You're just a neat lady.
Like, they're all supposed to be... Well, I guess she married into the family.
She did.
Yeah. There's one more horror star in this. I can't remember his name. I think Jaden Martell. He was in the It movies.
He was our Nazi.
Yeah.
Aw.
He was funny.
We had Captain America. We had James Bond in this movie.
Yeah, so then there's the rest of the cast with not much horror history. So Daniel Craig was incredible. Chris Evans was serviceable.
He wasn't in it that long.
Yeah.
He wasn't in it long enough to
Like, he didn't do bad at all. It's
just that he wasn't in it a lot.
Like, it was fun to see him play an evil kind of role.
Oh, yeah, our Captain America.
Yeah. Coming right out of Endgame,
Still got the bod.
Yeah.
He had that fucking sweater on that the internet's going crazy for.
Yeah. One of my favorite YouTubers, Patrick H. Willems, he started the quote-unquote Knives Out Challenge, and it's literally just...
I saw that.
Sweater.
I saw that online. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did this become a thing?
It was a joke, and it reached its natural conclusion by reaching the director, Rian Johnson, who posted a picture of himself wearing a sweater on the set of Star Wars.
God damn it.
Ago. Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh, I'm sure we've got some things to say about Rian Johnson today. But will they be on topic? Stay tuned to find out.
No! You don't have to stay tuned. You understand how this works by now, and we derail. It's fine.
I also love Michael Shannon in this cast. But that's just because I love Michael Shannon.
He was in a movie called The Runaways. I don't know if anybody else has seen that.
It's
a Kristen Stewart, Dakota Fanning movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
he played Kim Fowley. I don't know if anybody knows who the fuck that is. I know who that is, and somebody out there will know. But, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I had, started to like him, and I'm really happy he was in this movie.
I mean, he's got a lot of, great roles under his belt.
Fuck yeah, he does.
I think he's kind of underappreciated. in 2017, he was in Oscar nominated, I think Oscar-winning Shape of Water. Also as the bad guy in that. He's a good bad guy. He just always looks like he's ready to kill someone.
And I love that.
Yeah. Like I remember when there was talk about casting for The Punisher on Netflix. Somebody mentioned him because he always looks like he's ready to kill somebody. He was General Zod in Man of Steel, a movie which is divisive, but I love. And I loved him in it. I think it was also in Let's Go to Prison. I know he was in a prison movie, and he died because he injected himself with, like, window cleaner.
We could do that today. Huh. Good.
Lakeith Stanfield plays another investigator in this movie. He was in Sorry to Bother You.
Yeah.
Which I didn't see, but I know I definitely missed out on because everybody was fucking talking about it last year. One of the most insane movies that is not at all what you think it's going to be. So I wish that I would have seen that. And finally, I think the last big name on here is Christopher Plummer as the guy in the middle of the poster. The person that the whole plot revolves around.
Are we not going to talk about Frank Oz, or is that fine?
Oh shit, Frank Oz.
Yeah.
Alan Stevens.
This was apparently his first film in over 20 years that he was in and wasn't a voiceover for.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's like dick on table. Let's drop that.
That's really cool that he liked the script so much that he would come out of not retirement.
Not really retirement,
but
because he was doing voiceover stuff, but yeah.
I guess from a hiatus.
I think, yeah, he was doing some voiceover stuff.
That's really cool. I did not know that.
Yeah, you're welcome for that useless piece of information that I now have.
Okay, so for those who don't know how to read synopses on IMDb, this movie is a whodunit.
This is Clue, but better.
Yes, it sells itself as a murder mystery, but it's
Isn't
kind of not
really. Yeah.
Like just a mystery. About halfway through, because they tell you exactly what happened.
They
halfway
do.
Through.
Yeah.
And then it's just there's actually more that happened as well.
Yeah.
So it turns out it wasn't a murder, but it was supposed to be a murder. I think like kind of the linchpin on Marta's innocence is kind of contrived. Like Daniel Craig's character Benoit Blanc, easily the best part of the movie. I love whenever he's talking.
You did. It was I don't know. I thought it was a lot.
There was a lot going on.
It was a lot of Southern accent to kind of just. And I have family who are from Nashville, like that southern area. Mm-hmm. And man, that was heavy. That was heavy. You could definitely tell that was not his natural way of speaking.
Yeah. It's not his first time playing around with a country accent like that.
No.
But it's...
what the fuck was that movie?
The racing heist movie I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was also pretty good.
Yeah.
But
it was heavy. It was a lot.
He said some words and some phrases that I'm not sure actually existed, but the way he said them.
Yeah, but that's the way that's kind of how the South is, though.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of shit like that.
Just string some stuff together and...
it sounds really pretty, and so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That beautiful Southern accent from that, like... Because what did he say? It was from Kentucky or something?
I don't know where he said, but he's got a French name.
My family's from Tennessee, so it's close enough to where this accent would be at least a little bit similar.
Yeah.
It's like velvet. It is Southern Belle velvet in your ears. That was not that. It was not velvet in my ears. I was, as soon as he opened his mouth, I'm like, what the fuck kind of choice is this? It was a choice. I mean, and it ended up being okay because it was very, very, very much like a part of the character.
Yeah.
So I ended up not being, as mad, him sounding like Colonel Sanders.
But like you said, it does lend itself. It does lend itself to the character, though. Like all of these characters are so easy to identify. You never really mix any of them up.
Yeah.
And that's really important when you're constructing a mystery like this, with all these twists and turns and possibilities. Because you don't want to be like, oh, well, that guy. No, it's the fucking the Nazi kid, or the chick who married into the family and is stealing from her father-in-law.
Ugh. These were a good. It was a lot. I feel like the only one that didn't have some kind of fault. Like, she had her own issues, but it was Jamie Lee Curtis's character.
Yeah,
that didn't have like
she wasn't
a cunty backstory.
Yeah, she wasn't actively a bad person.
Yeah. She did. I mean, I don't even remember if she said any questionable things.
I don't know. Like, she got mad at Marta. When Marta received the inheritance.
Well, the only way I see that being she's not a part of their family technically.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like one last fuck off from their.
Well, like, I think Jamie Lee Curtis is just, she's got just sort of baseline subtle flaws of their character. Like, she's just entitled.
Yeah.
She doesn't really care about anything except for what serves her and her family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she does. Nobody knows where Marta's family is from, and she's one of those people who has no idea. You get a different country every single time.
Every single fucking time. Random generic Spanish country here.
Somebody said Brazil, and that's not even a Spanish-speaking country.
No,
it's just south.
It's just different.
But no, she didn't actually like do anything that was inherently.
She was
bad.
kind of a cunt.
Yeah,
but
I mean, she was just like, she built her own thing with a small loan of $1 million from her father.
Jesus
fuck. But she had built that and seemed for the most part pretty content with that.
Yeah, but they did raise, a killer.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you want to say about that.
I guess if you got one flaw, it's raising somebody who's ready to kill their grandpa.
Pretty much.
And naming them Ransom.
That's not what his actual name was.
It was like his middle name, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Still, though.
It's a neat name.
I guess. Like, if your father's a murder mystery writer...
That's kind of a neat name.
It is a pretty neat name.
I like it. The 13 Reasons Why girl was in this.
Yes, she was also not a cunt.
Yeah.
Like the only bad thing she ever did was tell her family that Marta's mother was undocumented.
Yeah.
So they could use that against her.
Which was a big bad.
It was. It was a pretty big bad. But it all worked out.
It did. All in the end worked out. So,
Mm-hmm.
I really genuinely enjoyed this movie.
Yeah. It's so fun.
It's so fun.
It's got so much personality, so much character. I was never bored at any point.
No.
During this entire movie. I just couldn't wait to see what was next. And I think some people might say, I know some people might say, because they were one of the responses that I got when we asked our dear listeners about their opinions on this movie, that it maybe got a little predictable sometimes. But nevertheless, like, I was glued to the screen the entire time. Like, I think we whenever you watch something like this, a whodunit, you're always forming, like, theories in your mind, and you're just kind of, like, checking them off, waiting you get more and more data and more evidence. Like, well, that didn't work out, but maybe it's this.
I kind of wish that they wouldn't have, like, outright said all of Marta's stuff. I don't know. Because that made me...
I liked it, though, because there was still more after that.
There was still more, but at least wait till you get further into the end of the movie. Because now I know... I knew way too early.
Well, I don't know, because, like, it drives Marta's whole part of the story. Like, if they find out that I accidentally gave my boss the wrong thing, of course they're going to see it as purposeful, and my family's going to get fucked because of it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. I just normally, when I'm watching a Clue-type movie, you don't find out until, like, the very end, and so that's just kind of what I kind of wish there was more pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah. I can get that. Like, I don't know, they have a really clever sort of montage sequence with when they're interviewing, like, the 3 kids in the family. Kids, quote unquote, they're all 50. But so like they're kind of building everyone up as a possible suspect for numerous reasons. Like they're getting cut off, or they're getting fired from the publication business, or
that's a lot to unpack too.
Yeah, so like
the cheating scandal.
Yeah, they're setting up a lot of red herrings, which is important, especially if you want to keep your audience invested in a story like this.
Yeah.
I forget why I went on this tangent. What did you say before that?
I wish there were more pieces to the puzzle.
Right, yeah, but in the end, like, most of it didn't really wind up contributing to that mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of useless information, but also learned who the killer, quote unquote, was pretty early on, and so it was just kind of like, well, why the fuck? Why the fuck do I need to know all? Like, why do I care now?
Yeah.
Why do I care about all their little backstories and what these characters are going through? And
well, then you get a reason to care with the reading of the will, and finding out that Marta is the sole inheritor of the entire estate.
But what did that have to do with any of the other little stories, though? Like the cheating scandal, like that one.
Like I don't think the cheating scandal had like anything to do with that, but like everything else did. Because everything else motivated the other characters to be even more mad at her. Like Toni Collette being cut off, so then her daughter can't go to school. And Michael Shannon being fired as the head of this publishing company. And of course, the whole family not getting to, live in their own house and not getting their father's money. Like, it still motivates the characters and the story.
Yeah,
I think. So it still worked for me personally. I can definitely see how you would want more.
Yeah. I feel like there were a lot of, not unanswered questions, but there were a lot of, maybe I want to say loose ends.
Yeah.
I think, loose end. There were a lot of loose ends there that I really wish would have gotten tied up.
Right. Like, okay, so to compare it to another famous whodunit, Murder on the Orient Express, there was just a fantastic re-adaptation of that last year or 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah. And
in that story, I don't want to say you get a lot of red herrings, because actually everybody did it. Like, that's the big twist in that.
What a twist!
Yeah. But all of the information they were given about the characters, none of it winds up being superfluous. It all ties into their motivations for performing this group murder.
Yeah.
Reverse mass murder, I guess. And like a lot of, and I can definitely see from that perspective why a lot of the superfluous character development in this one doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
Because in the end, it's just kind of
meh.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do I care? And then I also kind of feel like Ransom was either going to be one of two things. He was going to be the love interest.
Yeah.
Or he was going to be an asshole. Like, he was going to be some kind of bad guy.
Yeah.
It just didn't. How was it going to happen? That's what I immediately assumed. We were like, well, where is he?
Yeah, because they didn't.
You got Chris Evans to fucking play like a character who was barely in it. That's not real. That's not a thing. He's going to be some kind of something. Because it's going to matter somehow.
They didn't bring him in until halfway into the story.
Yeah.
Like right before the will reading.
Because that's what I immediately was thinking, is that it's either going to be some kind of, they're going to fuck. They're going to make babies and live in that house forever. Because, of course, you can't have, a female without a romantic lead.
Yeah.
And then, or he was going to be some kind of villain.
Yeah.
It's just how was it going to actually happen?
Yeah. Like, that was kind of predictable. I think that was the most predictable part.
Yeah.
Of the story. Just because they held him back.
They held him back for so long. Chris Evans of all people.
Yeah. Chris Hemsworth did not wind up being a love interest for Marta, which was great.
Chris Evans, you mean?
What did I say?
Chris Hemsworth.
He also didn't wind up being.
He ended up not being in the movie at all.
Which is great, I applaud that they really held back on him.
He's still credited somewhere. Chris Hemsworth as the guy.
The gardener.
He's just there. He's the dog. He's one of the dogs.
They used advanced motion capture technology to
Just have him
transform
in a
Chris
dog suit.
Hemsworth, this 6'5" man, into a 2-foot tall puppy.
That was a German Shepherd. It was
Whatever.
One of them was at least a German Shepherd. It's a little bit bigger.
And
I like how the dogs, they even said it in the beginning. Dogs always know when somebody's a fucking asshole. It was some kind of quote. I don't remember from who.
they're always barking at Chris Evans' character, at Ransom.
Yeah.
Whenever he's on screen, yeah.
So that was also a hint that something was gonna go a Swifty.
A little bit of Swifty. You said it.
Keep talking about the movie. It was brilliant. I hate myself.
Let's talk about our protagonist, Marta Cabrera, played by Ana de Armas. I loved her. She was, yes, she was also that.
Where is she actually from?
I don't think she actually says anywhere in the movie
Where is she actually from?
All that we know, really, is that her mother is undocumented.
Guadalajara, Rico? Is that all the things mixed together? I don't know. I don't remember. It sucks.
I don't think she ever said where she was actually from.
She probably did, and we're gonna get called out.
If she did, please leave it in the comments, because now this is gonna kill me, not knowing.
Now you're gonna have to look it up.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a whole thing. You're gonna have to write a like a strongly worded letter about how I said Guadalajara, Rico.
Why do I have to write the letter? You said it.
I do. No, you
I can't write everything for you.
You do.
But anyway, she was absolutely fantastic. It was really great constructing her as the most pure human being ever, in contrast to this fucked up family. Because she actually does have the most to do with the patriarch's death.
I kept having weird "My Name Is Earl" flashbacks whenever they were saying she's such a good person, and why did my brain immediately go to "My Name Is Earl"?
I don't know.
You're such a good person. You wouldn't do any, I don't know why it went there. Like, while watching the movie, I'm like, my name is Earl.
I can tell you that I never thought
about it in the back of my head, because I was thinking about karma and being a good person, and that's immediately what I think of. It's my name is Earl.
Oh, karma.
Anyway.
Marta Cabrera's struggle in this movie is something that's like very intimately relatable.
Yeah.
She's told by the patriarch that if her involvement is found out, she will be pursued. She will be accused.
Is it because she's Hispanic?
That could be part of it, but it could also just have been the...
I don't know if it's a fucked up thing to say, but that's a real question.
Well, I mean, like, this movie definitely has some political subtext to it.
Yeah.
Like, with her mother being...
all the rich white people, and then the Nazi in your family.
Exactly, yeah. And, like, the family has a whole conversation about illegal immigration.
Yeah.
It
was like a normal family argument. Also,
they literally do say a small loan of $1 million to start my business, which was a thing that Donald Trump said about his own father. I was given a small loan of $1 million, and a small loan. Wow. I can't pay my bills. And I haven't eaten in 3 days.
I can barely wipe my ass. I just keep stealing napkins from the McDonald's. It's a real thing that happened to me in my life.
The political subtext is real here, and Marta's ethnic background definitely could have been a contributing factor to her perceived guilt.
Yeah.
So,
like, they won't even question you.
Yeah.
They won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even just ignoring that, just the innocent mix-up of, oh fuck, I gave you 400 times the wrong thing, you're gonna die in 10 minutes. Like, even that, like, is something that I think we can all relate to. Is, oh god, I fucked up. And
you fucked up really, really badly, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. And that's what's motivating her.
And it was so innocent. It was such like a...
Yeah.
It was such like an innocent thing, and that's why when I was watching it, I'm just like, Jesus fuck.
Yeah. Like,
and you're fucked. Like,
there's
you're not a horrible
nothing that
person.
you can do, yeah.
There's not, yeah, you didn't do anything, well, she did something wrong, but it wasn't, she didn't mean, there was no,
Yeah.
she didn't mean to.
Yeah. Like she...
And he even recognized that, you know, she didn't mean to.
Yeah, yeah.
But nobody else would, and he knew that.
Like, she stands out from the crowd because she's so innocent and so pure.
Yeah.
She has no ulterior motives.
Mm-hmm.
She just wants to do the right thing all the time. She even winds up, you know, telling the police what had happened.
Yeah.
When it just becomes too much.
I think that's why it reminded me of My Name is Earl. Is that always making the right choices for yourself? I think that's what...
Okay.
Why my brain went there.
I can see that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was always his MO.
Yeah, he's always striving to do the right thing.
Always. And but
After
he
a
had to
lifetime of
try.
doing the wrong thing.
He had to try.
Yeah.
And how many times, you know.
I mean, Marta's definitely trying in this one. Literally throwing away evidence.
No. Like, it came naturally to her.
Yeah.
Needing and wanting to do the right thing. That was a little bit different.
Yeah. Like, it comes so naturally to her that the idea of her lying makes her vomit. Like, that's...
And it's and it's almost such a good thing to see in a movie of somebody wanting to desperately be...
Yeah, doing the right thing for the sake of the right thing.
Yeah, and that's why she got rewarded how she did.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's going to teach anybody anything, but I hope so.
I mean...
It always makes... I mean, it made me think about it.
Yeah,
Made me think about My Name is Earl.
I don't know, I think...
Made me think about how I treat people, I guess is the better way to...
I mean, her reward, you know, receiving the entire estate of this dude as inheritance. I mean, it's very fantasy.
It is.
Like
but,
one of the hardest lessons in life is, like, no matter how good of a person you are, the world isn't going to treat you any differently.
No, not everybody's a My Name is Earl moment.
Yeah, like unless you actually find a very famous published author who's also very rich and you're just really friendly to him, working for him.
That
you're probably
I mean,
still
this shouldn't even
die
be the goal. You should be able to.
Yeah.
The reason why you should be wanting to be a good person so that you can sleep at night knowing you at least did all the right things in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope somebody takes that from this movie, like I did, in just a really weird way.
But we're thinking about it.
Compared to My Name is Earl.
But we are thinking about it.
Yeah.
So that idea is there. It's been planted in our heads. Maybe you guys should just be good people.
I mean, it's a lot to take something so pure, and maybe if you think about it this way, maybe some Nazi Republican asshole is going to see this and be like, "Huh, maybe there's a reason why they're making fun of me. Maybe there's a reason why they're saying these things.
Maybe there's a reason why my wife will let me see my kids.
Maybe there's a reason because they made fun of this kid brutally."
It was so funny. He only had like 2 lines.
He did. He was an It kid.
He got the kid from It. A kid from It.
A kid. Well, it was Bill.
It was It. Bill.
Bill. It was Bill from It.
Yeah.
Now it counts as a horror movie because he was in it. And you got Jamie Lee Curtis.
And Toni Collette.
Like, Jesus fuck.
Toni as Joni.
It all counts.
So.
Joni was the Gwyneth Paltrow character.
Yeah,
like,
she
dead
was.
ass.
She was. Going on I may actually be misremembering, but I can definitely hear her saying something about meditation.
Said something about being an influencer. As a woman her age, saying the word influencer, like my brain kind of like stopped.
She owns a business. Like
not that you cannot be an influencer at that age.
Yeah.
Because I follow a woman who is like in her 80s and who is a fashion influencer.
Ooh.
And she is the coolest. So it's not like you can't do it. But just the way that she said it, I knew what it was making fun of, and I knew the type of person it was making fun of, and my heart kind of got really excited. And this movie was so funny.
It was.
It was so funny.
Like I think I was expecting it to be funny. Because,
I mean, yeah, I expected it to be funny, but it was It wasn't forced. It was actually so good.
It was all so natural.
Yeah.
Like, the entire cast has so much chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
It's boiling, you know? And it's just it's spilling out everywhere. It's a mess. Somebody's got to clean it up, but I want to watch it.
Yeah. It's really hard to talk about a movie that you actually like. Like,
yeah.
I didn't have that many issues. I only have very picky ones, very nitpicky ones. And that's neither here nor there.
And you got to be real careful with nitpicking. Because it's like, is it an actual problem, or am I just watching movies wrong?
Yeah. I think it's a lot of it, too.
Like some of those small nitpicks, they're not movie-breaking problems.
No.
Like,
they aren't.
Chris Evans being kind of predictable.
They aren't problems that are going to make it to where you can't watch it again. This might be a movie that I watch again. Mm-hmm. And that says a lot.
Oh, yeah.
If it's a rewatch movie.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a lot of those that I could be like, okay, I've seen it once, I think I'm good. Mm. But I think this might be a good rewatch movie.
If only for Benoit Blanc.
Jesus fuck. Somebody called him what? CSI KFC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? CSI KFC?
I really wanna know.
That's funny.
There were some spiels that he went on that I want to get a hold of the text for just to.
I kind of just want to see what the script looked like to see how much he just came up with or was actually written down for him.
Yeah. Because I think that's a real possibility, is that he could have improvised a lot of that shit on the spot.
Oh, man. And it sounded like fucking... As the movie went on, I started to not hate the accent so much. But when I first heard it, like, ugh.
That's because you've been around so many people with that accent most of your life.
Yeah.
Like you can tell when it's fake.
I have an Uncle Wonderful. Yeah. He bought me a cowboy hat. Anyways. But his southern accent sounds like velvet. Every time that they come up, like when my grandmother's memorial was in February or March, I don't remember. Mm-hmm. All the months of running together. So you've been a bad year. Anyways. It sounds like velvet. The way they say the word school, it's crazy.
Okay.
I had to correct myself saying yins today because a woman did not fucking understand. It just kind of like rolled out of my mouth.
See, I'm around you like all the time, and I like never hear you say that unless you're talking about saying it. So like, I don't know. I
said it to a woman at work today. The fuck yin's doing in my kitchen, and I said that. I said that, and she's like, "What? What the fuck?" Like, I guess she had just picked up that I had said that.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting how that works, and like how Georgia Southern is different than like Tennessee Southern, and then there's like Alabama Southern, which is
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So say that somebody has a Southern accent. He definitely did the Kentucky. Like you could definitely tell which area he was zeroing in on. So I did like that touch.
Yeah.
To where like some of the twang, you could definitely tell where he is.
You can always rely on British actors to hone in their linguistic knowledge.
And okay, so listening to British actors do American accents, have you ever heard Robert Pattinson do his American accent?
We know Twilight.
But like the way that there was an interview one time where he was like, certain words that he cannot get out of his mouth the right way. Apparently it's the R's. It's the R's that trip people up when you're...
Oh, when you're doing an American accent?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Go look up like he did it he talked about it in an interview, and it was a while ago that I had watched this, but it's really interesting to hear.
I just saw a movie with Robert Pattinson a couple of days ago, which was incredible. when it gets on home release, we've got to cover it.
Okay.
It was called The Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the director of The Witch.
Mm-hmm.
Vivitch. The Vivitch, yeah. And in that movie, he plays like a late 1800s, I guess, kind of sailor. Well, technically, he was a lumberer that became somebody who wants to become a lighthouse worker. So it's just him and Willem Dafoe on screen. These are two of the greatest actors working today. And they get so in character with their accents. Like, Willem Dafoe has this incredible monologue where he's just cursing Robert Pattinson out, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts out by screaming, "Hark! Hark!" and then just goes into this massive, like, 2-minute spiel, like, condemning Pattinson's character and wishing that he rots in an open grave and that somebody dances on his grave when he's dead. And this is all over Pattinson saying that he doesn't like Dafoe's cooking. But you're fond of my lobster, aren't you? Anyway, that was a nice 5-minute spiel about things that aren't this movie.
It's okay. It's okay. But all in all, I very much like Knives Out, even though we barely talked about it.
It was. We've done a lot of. It's still going to be like a 50-minute video.
Good.
So okay, but we are at about the 50-minute mark.
Mm-hmm.
So last week we started asking people their thoughts on movies.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to hear the bullshit that I've got?
I do want to hear the bullshit you've got. Please, when we ask you that, actually talk about the movie. So influencers do this thing
where they'll find other people's. I think this is what this was.
Mm-hmm.
Was find other people's sites and stuff like that and try to get them to go to theirs.
Yeah.
And that's what I got, was a bunch of fucking that.
Can I tell you my dumb thing while you load yours up?
Yeah.
Okay, so on my Instagram, I put it out there on my story to ask, what did you guys think of this movie? Tell us and be featured on the next episode of Regan, Rants, and Raves. And I got a response from a Russian bot, which
oh my God.
was weird. It was weird already that a Russian bot responded to my story. What was even weirder was that they did it without becoming a viewer of my story. But anyway, so I get the response in Russian. I decided to screen cap it and run it through Google Translate. And the translation came back, "Hi, are you planning on coming soon to Bali?"
What?
Well, yeah. So like, I think the Russians are trying to traffic me. I don't know why. I don't know what they would do with me. If it's for sex, they're going to be really disappointed.
So you ready to hear mine?
Yes. Let's
Aim
yours.
to inspire and results will follow. That's what somebody said.
And the question was, what did you think of Knives Out?
Yeah. Love your page. Hi, hello, queen. And it's a lot from, like, dudes.
Yeah.
Who are, fucking disgusting.
Dudes are disgusting.
Yeah.
I've made the observation personally.
Yeah. I got a lot of, it was a lot of shit like that. Men are just gross. It was a lot of highs.
Yeah. Why?
I don't fucking know, honestly.
Talk to me about the movie.
Like, that's literally all I fucking asked. Just talk to me about the fucking movie. Don't try to,
Yeah.
Get in my peen. Now, what were did you actually get responses?
I did get 2 actual responses, so let me bring that up. Okay, so I also put the question out on Facebook, and I got a response. This guy didn't get back to me about whether or not to use his name or not, so he's going to remain anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, fantastic cast and performances, was a bit predictable, but overall a wonderful, fun, and imaginative murderer. And I don't know if we just didn't have enough space to comment further, but I think he meant murder mystery.
Aw.
So that was from somebody on Facebook. So that's good. He actually responded and told me thoughts on a movie.
Good.
And then I got somebody that we know. He directed the short film that was posted to the channel like 4 months ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Link in the description. And he said, what did he say? Where's my thing?
Oh, Milo said, "Go fuck yourself. I hate you."
Okay, so Nyla Bannister said, Chris Evans made that face when he said, "What happened to my grandfather?" And then heart eyes emoji. And then he elaborated, "I would also like to add to my comment that Chris Evans' sweater might be my favorite movie sweater of 2019. But Rob's in the Lighthouse is a close contender."
Why the fuck are we talking about this sweater?
To be fair, it was a nice sweater. Look at that.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
No, like, it's a beautiful... He looks so comfy and white. He looks like a typical white guy. Like a white frat guy.
So those were the two actual responses that I got.
Yeah.
So thank you, Anonymous and Nyla, for your comments.
So we're going to keep continuing with this, asking you guys questions, because we want to keep you guys involved. So even if it's not movies that are recently out, depending on what we pick the next go around, more than welcome to have you all involved. So just keep looking out. About the day before, about on Thursdays, we're going to post.
Yeah.
Tell us your thoughts and comments on this movie.
Yeah, you can follow our Instagrams and
just send Alec the slutty stuff. Like, I don't really want to.
Oh, please! I'd love somebody at least show some interest.
Fuck. God damn it. Alrighty.
Okay, so last thing we gotta do, Screaming Pete rating.
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
I'm also gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Awesome.
It's right on the cusp of being a perfect fun time.
Yep.
It's just so great. Please go see it if you haven't.
Yeah, it's still in theaters.
Yeah, it is.
Because it just came out.
We're not actually catching something at the end of its theatrical run this time. It's
Dr.
great.
Sleep. So please go out and go see that movie.
Please. All right. Well, thank you.
And we're off. Thank you for listening to a Peaches and Scream podcast. My name is Ellie, and please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe.